Oops, sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to deafen you there. I forgot to turn my monitor sound off. Hopefully you can hear me and no squealing. How's everybody doing? Sorry about that, Pat. Truly did not mean to do that. Yay. So how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody ready for the weekend? I hope. Tonight we're going to be working on some fun stuff. But I've had a lot of things. Hi, Tanya. I've had a lot of things come up, guys, in the last couple of days. So it looks like life is not going to let me go live on Monday. But we will be live on the following Saturday, which would be, and I will remind everybody of this. Oops, wrong. On the the 28th. So we're going to miss the 23rd, but I will be live on the 28th. Just so you guys can go ahead and make note of that if you want to. Get your dancing in early. I'm fixing to play that music for you. Just giving everybody a chance to get on real quick. So let me go ahead and play that intro and we'll get started, guys. Hey, Louise. Yay. Hi, Cookie. So I'm trying to pull up something here. I forgot to open it so you guys could see. Again, we will not be live on Monday the 23rd because of life issues, things I've got going on. I will try to squeeze in a live on maybe Wednesday or Thursday, life allowing. Lots of things going on this week, birthday parties, things like that. And I am in the middle of trying to freshen up my craft area and studio area so that I can be on camera more, because the walls are starting to close in on me. So I need to get all of that situated. I have a cabinet that I ordered and I have to put it together, get it up, get everything done, and then make it presentable for you guys. Because right now everything is just piled up behind me, where I every 3 to 4 months take everything out and try to reorganize it to where it works better for me. So I'm spread out in 2 rooms and I'm trying to remedy that and get it all back into 1 room where it works for me. So that's what's going on top of all of the parties that I have. Guys, I got my bag from the merchandise. You'll see it in the right below the description on your screen. These things are super nice. Super, super, super nice. Let me see if I can get some light in here for you guys. That is another thing that I'm trying to remedy, is room to set up my camera lights so that they don't blind you guys, but yet you can see. That may be too bright. Not sure. There we go. That might be a little bit better for you guys. If it's not, let me know and I'll see if I can work on something else. So, the dream boxes, refresh my memory, Pat. I have so many things going on. I'm not sure exactly which one we're talking about, but these bags are super nice. I've already been using mine. It has a nice pocket, great snap in it. One side has my close to my heart where you can scan it and get right there, and the other side has the Cricut makeup projects where you can get right in there on it. I am designing another one that will have crafting with April in the front, and the back will be blank so that you can put whatever you want on there. But they are super, super, super nice, guys. Super nice bags. So I just wanted to get one and see what they look like and how nice they were. And they're very, very, very nice. Nice canvas bags. So if you want one of those, you can get those below, or if you want to wait for the new design, you can do that as well, or get both. So, that being said, tonight we are working on the Close to My Heart Spooktacular, I should say, Spooktacular. Let me guys show you that over on the other monitor. If you're searching, if you go up here to promotions, right here, the Spooktacular, it is right here. And this is the kit that I'm working with. It has the stickers, all the paper, all the extra papers. It has your thinlits, has your stamps, has some of the enamel dots in it, has your place cards, just lots of stuff. And I also ordered an extra paper pack right here. But you should have plenty of paper in the Spooktacular to do what we're doing tonight, unless you just want some on hand, and that I did. I wanted a little extra in case I made any boo-boos or anything like that. But that's what we're working out of tonight. Oh, I got you. Yeah, this one, Pat, I know what you're talking about. That's way out of my budget. So I ordered one. Home Depot had a clearance on some Martha Stewart stuff at our store, and I ordered one of those. It was like $1,000 cabinet, and I got it for $160. So that's what I ordered. And I think I was going to post it in the group, and somebody else posted it, so I just left their post. Yeah, those scrapbook. I begged my husband to build me one. I got tired of waiting, so $160. I couldn't buy the materials for that, so. And I mean, I'm in desperate need here. This little 10 by 12 room that I'm working out of just isn't giving me enough space. So, but this is a great kit, guys. Make sure you get that. I'm also going to show you a couple others. If you're looking for the Share the Seasons, it is on back order, guys. It's that popular, and we are going to be doing some stuff with it. This is the kit here. I have this kit right here. First $100 order. I have another one. First $100 order will get this kit tonight, which has the squares, all the thinlits. Both these two thinlits has both sets of stamps in it. And the first $50 order today will get that in the mail from me. If you just want the stamps, they are there as well. There is also the circle die that goes with that. And let me get that number and show it to you. And I'm fixing to show you guys on screen a couple of things about it too. It is Z4021. I couldn't remember the numbers. This one works with that set as well. The multi-circle windows right here. So, and I have that one as well. And I'm going to show you what I did with it. Some of you guys are really, really, really going to like this. So let's go over to the overhead cam. So here is that thinlet right there. This is the Share the Seasons square thinlet and the little clip art that goes with it, and both sets of stamps. I have an unopened one over here. I laid it down, but I have one this is my set for you guys, for whoever has the first $100 order tonight. There it is, made a card using this one. I had purchased, and I don't know if Gerald's here, but I think she had purchased some at one point too, and I think we even talked about making these, Jamie, which are these are little holographic circles I got off of Amazon. They're stickers, but they are scratch-off stickers. And there is a formula where you can make your own. You don't have to do those, but you can make your own scratch-offs. This die is perfect for that. The circles fit right in there. I mean, I cut it, stamped it, well, I marked it, and I'm going to show how to do this on next Friday's video. But I stamped it, and I laid my piece on here, and I marked my circles with just like my ball stylus. And then I stamped my images in there, and then I covered them up with the stickers. And then when you scratch it off, you can see what is stamped beneath it. So you can do hidden messages in there. You can play games at a Christmas party, because you're stamping them, and you can stamp like 3 joys in there. And if you have joy, 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 whoever has the only card that you make with 3 in there that matches 3 wins a door prize or something. Lots of stuff you can do with these. I am also going to look and see if they have these on Amazon to fit the square one. But the ones that I got for the circles, I think they're 1.5 inches. I don't remember, but maybe 1 inch. I'll have to look it up and see which ones I ordered. But we're going to be making some of these guys. And I will have a link if you want to make your own rather than ordering them. But they were super cheap. They didn't cost a whole lot of money just to order them. And I was like, instead of the aggravation, I'll just order them. So, going to be making some of those. Also, guys, if you didn't see these, and I used the Hawthorne kit, leftover paper from my Hawthorne kit to make this. And then I used some of my solid papers that I have in stock. But this back here is the Hawthorne. It's a card base from that kit, so I didn't have to purchase any more of those. And I used the liquid glass on there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Where I might do this card next Friday with the other one. But just in case you did not see those dies, they are awesome. And this is the Stamp of the Month Autumn Air S1910. Let me double check and make sure that's still available. I'm pretty sure it is. I don't think it's back orders. No. Doesn't look like it's available now. It may be. If it will pop up. If you spend X amount, you will get it for $5. But if you get the next one, you may get the one after this, 1911, but I'm pretty sure this one's in there. It's just not going to give it to me under that number. But that's the one you're looking for, is Autumn Air. They go great together. So we may cover that one as well next Friday. I'm going to start doing some mix and matching, so look at those promos, guys. On that link, look at your promotionals. There is the kit that we're working with tonight, Spooktacular. It's also under the promotions, CC 10198. So let's get started. Super easy, super simple, cute little projects. You can get these little bags for a few bucks. You can buy them in packs of 5, I think, at the Dollar Tree. So just little brown bags, and then we decorated up the front of them. And I'm just going to move this out of the way. You can put any kind of party favors in here and candies. It'll hold a lot in these bags. And you can see the little slimes that we made right there. On one of these, I tied just the knot for the twine just to be loose. and one of them I tied a bow. So you can do it different ways. I just want to pull those out so I can show you guys what we're going to be working with. There it is. Super, super cute, quick community projects. If you're doing trunk or treats, you can have these already ready to hand out. You can, if there are a lot of kids with food allergies, so if you can do these up with pencils and things like that and slime in them rather than candies or anything like that that might harm them, makes a super little basket. And I did these two ways. I'm going to show you guys two ways to do these so that you can have a way to do them on your own with the lollies. Let's see. Get some of this stuff out of my way. So all I did, guys, in the kit, you're going to find a sheet in there, and that sheet is going to have several card fronts already done on them, and all I did was cut them apart. Just plain and simply just cut them apart. Let me see if I can find that in here. Yeah, here's one. Here's one of the sheets that I cut down, but you're just going to cut these. One of them runs vertical and the other runs horizontal, so you get to use them either way that you want to use them. Okay, so they run two different ways. All you do is flip them over. Well, these are all the same, but you're just going to cut those apart, plain and simple. Nothing to do except slice them. And all I did, and I layered one up and one I did not, and you can see that one's reversed, is I just glued the back. Or you can use your tape runner. Super easy, simple little project. Make sure your bag is the right way. You don't want to put it on that fold. And then you're just going to place it right on there. These are super, super quick. Now these slimes I got at Target, and they come in a bottle like this. Okay, for $1. I got 2 per bottle because I put them in little Ziploc bags, and I get these at the jewelry department, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, things like that. And then all I did was add my enamel dots. When you're doing a bunch of these, you want something that's really quick. You don't want something that's going to take a lot of time, and these are super, super quick. I scratched that one. Don't want to use that one. Scratch the cover off the top. That was my tweezers that did that. Just put that one there. And if anybody has birthdays in October, these are great for birthday party, Halloween parties. And I just had my sticker sheet. There it is. I took a sticker off the sticker sheet. And let's see. I'm going to do broom rides on this one. And I think I'm going to stick it. That one's a little large. There we go. With a different one. Several different stickers on here you can use. Oh, that's cute. Let's just go Bewitched. Just wanted to add a touch more color. I'm going to put that sticker right on there, and then all I did was I cut about a 12-inch length of each one of the colors of my twine. 12, 14 inch. They don't have to be exact. And this twine here is a little bit thicker. If you have the thicker twines, you might want to opt for doing less colors. I don't know about you guys, but I am really, really enjoying going back to the basics. And I am going to show you guys, I just want to get some of this off the desk, how to do the colored images. That's one of the main things that we're doing today is the coloring and techniques. And I tied a knot right there in my cord, but I'm going to live with it. And then I just took the 4 colors together. And I'm just going to tie these in a knot like I did the other one. I kind of like it better than I do the bow. Oops, I missed that one. That's okay. And there's your little Halloween treat bag, and it's finished. All done. Super cute, super quick. And I didn't have any purple to put in there, but it lived without it. So, got that one done. The next, same thing, if you're layering, you're just going to layer your image on top of the other one. And then you're just going to apply it in the same manner. I love this spiderweb paper. Just going to stick that down. And then I did the white dots on that. I lost my tweezers. See, I know that I can't be the only one that sits in one spot, doesn't move, and loses everything. I mean, oh well. Just going to use this one. Maybe. And I don't know what sticker. I think I am going to use the Happy Halloween on that. So I'm going to go right there. And you can use Nouveau drops, but these came in these are really nice enamel dots. They came in the kit, so I was like, why not use them? I don't have to wait on those to dry like I do Nouveau drops. And let's see. Let's use... I want to use a little bit of color on this one, so I'm just going to do that right across. Spooktacular. And then, of course, you're just going to tie your ribbon on there, same, and then you're done with that one. For these guys, of course, you're going to need your images, and we're about to get to those. All I did was take a piece of cardstock, I believe it's 3x4, yep, 3x4, and fold it in half. So you can use your scraps, you can cut this on your Cricut, whatever is easiest for you, and you're just going to fold it in half. That's all I did. Fold it in half, decide what you want to be the front, and then I brought it down below. You want to bring it down, I bring mine down right about here on my bag so that it's not interfering with the zip. And then I hold my fingers on the zip tie, guys, and I'm going to staple this the other way. Let me flip it around. Doesn't really matter. Just going to hold it, and you can see on the side too where your closure is. You don't want to staple into your closure. And just staple it. And that way you can see you didn't staple into there. That way it's not leaking or anything like that. Now I wanted this to be my front. And if you'll notice when I do these, just because little kids may be handling them in their buckets, whenever I use a staple, I try to cover where the staple opens with my images so that it's smooth on the back and their little tiny fingers don't get cut on those. So just keep that in mind. And I lost my other piece of cardstock that I had cut. That's okay. Do the same thing for that one. That's all we're going to do. I'll just set that to the side. It'll turn up and then I'll do it. Super easy, super simple. So then you're just going to apply your images. I have already stamped my images, but we are going to go ahead and cut a piece of this just in case I mess up. And I am using basil. I like the thicker cardstocks for this. So, but use whatever you want. There's plenty of white paper in there. Then, I am using the Spectrum Tri-Blends. And you can get these, the new set, they just got a whole, where you can buy them in a set rather than individually. I'm going to use orange. I think I'm going to use purple too. I'm going to color them maybe a little bit different this time. I don't know. I really like the way they came out. I'm also going to use the brown gray and I think citrus. I think I'm going to go with those. And then my blender. So you'll need those. So I'm going to be using brown gray blend, my blender, citrus blend, orange blend, and purple blend. Those are the ones I'm going to be using. And oh, does anybody have nails and have problems stamping like I do? Always sticking your nail in the pad? I found a way. These pop things, I found some with suction cups. So I can stamp when I'm using my Misty, I can cover those. If I'm using an acrylic block, I can get in there. But when I'm using my Misty, I always end up with ink on my fingernails. Always. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to go with the light end of, dark end of my gray brown, and I'm going to start on the dog, and I'm just going to go and follow the lines. Now on some of these are going to be super small, so it's going to fill them in, and that's okay. But you're just dabbing just a tiny bit of color around. You're not coloring it and filling it in. We're just going around the lines. But you can color yours any way you want to. If you want to fill it in and then go back, you can do that as well. And just go all the way around. And I don't know that I am going to color all of these guys and make you guys sit and watch me do them all, but we will do some with color as well. I just wanted to do the ones that just had the one color so you guys could see. How many have used alcohol markers before to do your coloring on your stamped images? I'm not an expert by any means. I'm still learning. It seems like every time you learn something, they came out with something different. New techniques all the time. I know Kit and Clowder has some free classes too. Lots of information there on using your alcohol inks. Yeah, these are really nice. I've used Copics too, but I kind of like the tip on these, especially for these little areas. I know it doesn't look like much now, but we're not done. So there, I've got my dark end done. Then I'm going to go back with my light end and kind of fill in. And that doesn't have to be solid either, but I'm just going to kind of fill it in. All of my little white areas. And then I'm going to take my blender. I don't want the fat end, I want the little end. And then we're just going to go in, and I'm just going to kind of go in a small circle in the middle of these. Where that light is really showing. I'm just going to go in and blend. And the larger area is kind of a sweeping. And you can go back if you get too much blended out. You can go back and add more of the light color. So don't worry about that. And I'm basically trying to, on these larger areas, keep it kind of triangular with my blending. And you can see how that lightened up and came in there. Let's see if I can get you guys a closer look. So he turned out really cute. And you will see some bleeding through there. That's the alcohol, it'll dry. Same thing with the cat. It was the same thing. Start with the darker end. Now the tail I just kind of colored in solid. And then I just went around. As thick or as thin as you want. With the dark, then I went in with the light. And I kind of went in and did the whole thing light inside. And then I came back with the medium. And went back around. Kind of rounding out my corners with the medium. I want this one kind of darker, I think. And you can layer this up, guys, just till you get it like you want it. And again, take the blending, and I'm just going to blend. And it just takes a little bit of practice and playing with your markers. So stamp 2 or 3 images. You want to get them all stamped. And I'm like, oh, that's a little too light. So I'm going to go back with my light and come back in. And don't pay attention to my misstamp too. You want to use the Intense ink, which I just had. This is the black ink. This is the one, the Intense Black. That's recommended for use with your alcohol markers. And I accidentally stamped this page with regular black. So I may get a little bit of fading. It's starting to look good. You can see that it's turning, his nose is turning a little purple there. And that's because I stamped with the wrong ink. but I'm going to live with these. Okay, same thing with the orange and the purples, any of the other colors. And I'm just going to let those two dry for just a second. And I'm just going to go around with these. And I am using the darker. My hand is cramping, so it may not be perfect. Go in with the, then I went in with the medium on this. And you have the light, dark, and the medium on these markers. That's what's good about them. You don't have to have 3 different markers, because that can get really, really expensive fast. And with these, you have everything in one marker. And then I went light on the inside. And then again, I blended. Did I get the dark end? Yep. And of course, you don't want to be in a hurry like I am. You want to take your time and go slow. If you go slow and take your time, you're going to come up with a really nice image. Oops. On the colors, I like to go into the medium right next to the dark and then come in with the light. Off a little too much color, so I'm just putting a little back. There we go. I do too. Very, very easy. So I'm not going to finish coloring him because you're going to do the grays just like we did here on the others for the rest of it. And then you're going to do the exact same thing with the yellows. So once you have them all colored, the next thing that you need to do is you need to cut them. So I'm using my Cuttlebug, and I'm just gonna, even though I have my magnetic shim in there, which the side of mine squeezed out and I damaged the side of mine, I can put those thin cuts on there and they typically won't move. However, sometimes mine do, because there's like one spot on my magnetic shim that makes some of my dies jump. So to avoid that happening, I used a little bit of washi tape, as you can see, and tape mine in place on my image. So I'm just going to place that down, and I'm not going to cut all of them. I'm just going to cut the 2 I finished because I want to color those. And this is my cat. So I'm just going to lay him right in there where I want it. Just like so. And then I'm just going to tape it down with a little bit of washi tape. Don't need much, just a little. And then here's my dog. Gonna place him just like I want him. Hopefully it won't jump. And then I'm just gonna tape it down with a little bit of washi tape. Like so. Then I'm just gonna flip it over and place my pad on the top. And we're going to open up our Kettlebug or your Big Shot Pro, whatever you have, and then run it right through. And then you're just going to pop them right out. Just like so. So that's how you die cut. And I used my A plate, my magnetic shim, and 2 B plates. Now if you have if you don't have a magnetic shim, you may need C plate. But if you don't have if you have the Kettlebug version 3, I believe it is, you can't use a C plate. So the next thing that I did on these is I used a little bit of the liquid glass. This is Z679 if you guys want to use that. Sort of like Nuvo drops or glossy accents. And you can see that I put some on the patch and the hat here, just to do that, a little bit on the owl. And then I put some on the dog, on his mask and his nose. And then I did some on the cat as well. And you can see, because I stamped with the wrong ink, these kind of turned green, but I kind of liked it, so I just left it. But if you use the intense black, you shouldn't have that problem. I'm not going to put this on here now because I don't want us to have to sit and wait for it to dry. So once you've done that, all you're going to do is decide where you want this on your card. And I want to kind of cover those staples if I can. I should have put them closer together, so pay attention to that as well. And you can always put a small piece of Scotch tape on there that nobody's going to see and cover them. Kind of like them right there. So I'm just going to grab my tape runner. I'm not going to put it up at the top because I don't, his head's going to stick up above. And just stick that down. Now I will put my glossies on there, but I'm not going to do it right now. Super easy, super simple. If you're going to be putting them on the lollipops, you can do 2 things. You can find a place to punch 2 holes and slide it up on the stick, like so. And I did tie some twine around the stick as well. Or you can tie the twine around the stick and punch 1 hole and tie it on that way. Totally up to you, whichever one that you want to do. I really like running the stick through it so I don't have to worry about it. If I don't want to put bows, I don't have to. And I'm just using a hole punch, and for most of you guys should have these. If you don't, you can get them for about 50 cents at like Target. So I'm going to run it down this way. Just punch a couple of holes. And there's a lot of paper on that one. Just going to bring it right in like so. You're going to have to work that paper in there so that you can get the stick to go through. Well, I tried. There we go. Just like so. And they'll stay. And if you want, you can put a little piece of tape across the back if your holes are misaligned or whatever. You can't get it to stay because you have a bunch of paper like this one does. Super cute, super easy, and fun. So that takes care of all the goodies. And guys, I still have a ton of the paper, so I did not use all of my paper up. I promise you I didn't. But our main thing tonight is going to be our wreath. So this wreath, I used a Dollar Tree. This came from the dollar store. Cost me $1. Just a foam wreath. It's a 9.8 inch. And just so you guys know, that's, well, most of you do know, that's right at 10 inches. So if you get one this size, you need to cut your paper by hand, okay? You need to cut it by hand because your strips need to be 1.5 inches wide and they need to be 12 inches long to account for going around this and back to the other side so that you have enough space. If I had to chop this off another 1/2 inch, they would be really, really, really short. And you don't want that. You don't want them that short. So, again, if you've got the 10-inch wreath, you're going to need to cut them by hand. And they only take long. You only need like 24. So it's 2 sheets of paper, I think. But I did several different colors. So I think I ended up cutting up 4, maybe 6 sheets. I don't even remember. So you're just going to, I'm going to plug in my glue gun. I'm not going to do all of these, guys, because it's all the same thing. I don't want to be repetitive and show you exactly, but I am going to show you how I did mine, and then you can go through and do each one. We got a little ghost in the center, and he does have a light on the back of him, and I paid $1 for him at the Dollar Tree. So I have, not counting my paper, which is only 3 or 4 sheets, this is probably under $5. Well, it's $2, $3 if you count the ribbon and then your paper. So I'm going to say about $5, maybe $6 to make this. Not much. And an hour of your time. So you're going to start with your wreath and your strips. And the first thing you're going to do is figure out what order you want your strips to go in. Okay, that was the toughest part for me. But you're just going to start, and you are going to need some liquid glue, or you can use your creative stations. You can run the whole strip through, but I liked having a little bit of freedom, and so I chose the liquid glue over my creative station, because as you know with a creative station, once you stick it, it's stuck. It's there, and if you're off at all, there's no adjusting. With the art glitter glue or liquid glue and hot glue, you have a little bit of wiggle room, okay? And there are 2 or 3 ways to do this as well. And I'm going to point out all of them. So we're just going to start with one of our colors. If I can get my glue to cooperate. Let's see. And I'm just going to run a little bead. I say I'm going to run a little bead of glue on there. Doesn't act clogged. There we go. So just going to put a little thin strip of glue, and I'm just going to bring this other one up and loop it right through. So I've looped around the wreath, and I'm just going to glue those 2 ends together. Then I'm going to move on to my next strip. Again, lay these out the way that you want them so that they're stacked up. I didn't go through and do that. I think that one's a little bit wider than 1.5 inches, but I didn't want to waste it. So, and you can put them all on. I could tell you right now, if you put them all on this way and then go back, it can get a little tedious, okay? Because they're flopping in your way. So once you have those on there and that end is dry, I'm just going to move that one out of my way. I go in and go underneath. I hope you guys can see that. And I just do a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to walk that strip back, keeping it straight. And I put mine against the table like this. Now you can do it that way. I've got glue squishing out. Or if you want yours to come more center, you can do it that way. That is totally up to you how you want yours to be. If you want your tabs to come out the center, if you want them to come more to the front, if you want them to go to the back. But I liked mine going to the back and giving me that definition of the wreath popping up for this Halloween wreath. Then I just went in after I positioned it and give it just a little bit of hot glue, just 2 little squirts, laid it back down, and then held it in place. You can feel the heat so you know where the glue is, and hold that down. Then you're going to come in and you're just going to cut your pennant. And again, you can cut these strips on Design Space. However, I would not cut this in because that's going to make it really tough for you to keep all lined up when you're doing these. But if you take your time, you can have it cut that pennant in the end of that as well. Sorry, my light went off. And then you're just going to move to the next strip and you're going to overlap. How many strips does it take? I did 24. The more you overlap, the more strips it's going to take. The less you overlap, the least amount of strips it's going to take. So just check it on your overlap, see how much you want to overlap it, hold it in place, and then you're going to put your glue in there and position it and bring that back and glue that together. Don't worry about it being loose. You're just gluing this part right here together. That's all you're doing. Just want to make sure that that's good and stuck. And then once you're positioned where you want it to be and spaced the way you want it, you're going to come in and pop some hot glue right in there. And all I'm doing is just putting a little bit on the top and some on that side right there. I'm going to press it back down. And I can tell where the heat is from the glue gun, and we're just going to press it down and hold it until that sets. And again, clip your chevron or your V or your triangle, whatever it is you want to call it, whatever shape you're planning to use, right in the center. Repeat it with all of your papers, going around, alternating your papers however you want. Once you're done, you're just going to take whatever your centerpiece is, and mine is just one of the little ghosts, and I put glue right here and right here because it's curved, so there's not going to be really you don't really need a bunch of glue on there. It's paper, and this is very light. Depending on how heavy yours is, decide where you want that guy and pop him right into place and hold him till your glue sets. That's all there is to it. And then, of course, putting on your bow and your hanger. You can use ribbon, you can use hot glue, whatever you want. You can use the pins to hold in your... No, I can't get it all the way back in there. Just make sure your pins are the short ones. You don't want the long ones. You don't want it to poke through the other side. So you can do your hangers in several different ways. You can hot glue them on, or you can use the pins however you want. Yeah, I was surprised, Sue, that he was only $1. Another idea, guys. These were $1. How cute would these be on as a centerpiece on your table for a candle inside it? Of course, you want to protect your paper, but you can put a candle in there, one of the big ones, so that it doesn't catch your paper on fire. You don't want to use tea lights, of course. Or I noticed at Target, $3, they had these little web wire candy dishes, and they fit perfectly right in there. So you could put this and put your candy bowl right down in the middle of it. How cute would that be on a table? So you could use this for several different things, not just a wreath. So you guys make up yours. Again, I used 24 strips, and I used, I think, the same, it was maybe 4 sheets of paper, but they are double-sided. So basically I just cut them and flipped them to whatever side I wanted to use. So, you know, one side is the orange and then the other side is the yellow. So you can cut up your paper. You're going to get, I think, 6 or 8 strips out of each sheet. So I think it was 4 sheets. Super easy, simple project to do, guys. So you've got your wreath, you've got your goodie bags, you've got your slime. You got all sorts of stuff that you can do, and this will help use up your holiday papers and scraps and stuff like that, and do excellent little trunk or treat, because a lot of people are doing those this year, the trunk or treats, and these are something that are cute, easy, and simple that you can just tuck right back away and you're done. Not a lot of setup, not a lot of breakdown, but loads of cuteness. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, candy is always a good idea, Louise. Always. I just can't get over that, how cute that this turned out. I really, really, really like it. But again, you're just going to walk everything around, go all the way around doing that. Okay, if nobody has any questions, you guys tune in on Saturday. Well, I will announce if I go live before Friday. I will be here Friday and Saturday this coming week. I am skipping Monday for those of you who were not here earlier. Life is happening. So I am going to be working and getting some stuff in order and changing some things and designing some merch for you guys. So lots of things going on. Groups are growing. You guys are putting out awesome projects. All right, you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will catch you during the week, hopefully Wednesday or Thursday with a tutorial. I'm going to do my best to make up Monday on Wednesday or Thursday, but I'm not making any promises. Thanks, Pat. You guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for joining me. Thank you, patrons. Thank you, Close to My Heart supporters. Thank you, Ko-fi and Patreons. Moderators. You guys are awesome. Thank you.